Hey, good morning, everybody. It's early mornings, LALATE. Ready to crush the Thanksgiving? Crush the turkey, crush the ham. It's Thanksgiving, and so glad you joined me. It's going to be a fun day because ultimately, if you don't have everything that you would normally have for Thanksgiving, whether it's family members or things around the dining room table, I'm going to be here throughout the day. And so understand that I'll be delivering a full slate of programming and shows today like any other day. So I'll be taping as much as I always tape, and I expect to throw in some additional live recordings so you can join me throughout the day and enjoy a Thanksgiving feast of sirloin, a feast of bad hairstyles, a feast of scarves. Maybe Javita Caranta will make an appearance, or Javita Lay. What's important to understand is that this Thanksgiving is going to be a lot of fun here on this channel. So stay with me. I'm not going anywhere. I will be stuffed. You'll have to batter me up, just like the lobster in Mitch McConnell's bill. And it's a good morning, and this is Early Mornings LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Early Mornings LALATE, the 6 a.m. edition, the pre-Thanksgiving Macy's Day Parade edition. I'm glad you joined me. If you're on the East Coast and you're tuning in at 6 a.m., this is before the turkey's in the oven. So the question today is turkey, ham, or neither. In my case, it's neither. I'm not eating today. I'm starving. I'll be having a crouton. Is what I'll be having for Thanksgiving. No, I'll be having something else other than turkey and ham. I pardoned the turkey, and I pardoned the hairstyle. I pardoned everyone yesterday that has a bad hairstyle. So I could survive with this bad mess as well. If you've not subscribed, please do, because I'm giving viewers money right now, not 5 days from now, not 5 weeks from now, and not 5 hairstyles from now. And what's important to understand is that the websites to get the money are open today, even though the city halls and county halls and state and housing authorities are closed. The websites to get the money are open today, and so I will be going over those details in this video and throughout the day. So you can actually get ready to get money even on a Thanksgiving. And I've actually done that before for myself. I have worked on progressing myself in a positive way on Thanksgiving or even Christmas Day. I remember very specifically doing it once before. And it's a day of motivation, and with that motivation, go over to the side and notice there's a live chat going on. We're chatting about who's the biggest turkey in the room. Probably the person I banned. No, but who's the biggest turkey in Congress? Over there is an instant premiere, allows you to chat while you're watching this video. I'll be going over your second stimulus check and second stimulus package, and more in this video. I'll be going over when it will be coming, how it will be coming, and the details. So chat along. It's an instant premiere if you're tuning in at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time while this debuts. You're watching it for the first time, and chat with familiar faces who are in the room every day. And there's a 6:30 show right after this at the bottom of the hour, so don't miss that as well. And with that, let's get to the instant premiere. Let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as you sit here today is that there's a new push underway to get stimulus out, and that push is underway as a result of renewed lockdowns across the country that are coming in major cities, not small metropolitan neighborhoods, but major cities with no stimulus in place. There's no PPP, there's no business stimulus, there is no enhanced unemployment benefits that expired in July, and UI and PUA is expiring in just a few weeks. And so many of these lockdowns that are being announced are 4-week lockdowns or 5-week lockdowns. And suddenly the pressure is starting to build. And when I mean pressure, I don't mean just sort of like a little, you know, like a little touching you. Really major pressure. And they're saying, wait a second, you can't put us on lockdown, not give us stimulus. What are you doing here? And Wall Street is starting to react as well. Wall Street is not happy about small businesses and independent contractors and sole practitioners going under. They're not excited about employees being laid off and having no unemployment assistance. And yesterday, which was Wednesday, the new jobless claims number was released a day earlier because it's usually on Thursday, but because Thanksgiving, it's not released this Thursday. And the number was bad. And the number was bad, even though that people are switching from UI to PUA, which would make the numbers seem a little bit better. But it's bad, and it's going to get worse because two things are happening: lockdowns and COVID cases. The combination of that is a double whammy, and Wall Street is starting to really push back loud. Steve Mnuchin and Mitch McConnell said they're going to do a stimulus package in the next few days. The question is when and how soon. And they say it'll be nearly tailored. So that's really promising. And the push from Wall Street is also really promising. What would be in the stimulus package? Likely stimulus checks, FPUC, UI, PUA, PPP, and some EIDL, and possibly some hazard pay. Wall Street additionally is giving a lot of promising news by saying that the Democrats should accept Mitch McConnell's $500 trillion offer, $500 billion offer, because that's all that they'll ever get. This is quite surprising. Wall Street, first of all, is saying that Nancy Pelosi's $2.2 trillion offer is no longer supported by this economy. She's calling for things for states that don't really need that type of money anymore, and that the people who need the money more, who needed the money before, need it even more than before. And that is unemployed people. That is single families and people on SSI and SSDI. And they're now saying they needed the money really badly before, and they really need it now. Where state and local may have sort of needed it before, now they don't need it anymore as much. And so that is all really promising news. The question is when it's going to hit very loudly. Ultimately, people always ask my opinion, and my opinion is that you're going to get it. You're going to get stimulus checks. You're going to get FPUC. You're going to get PUA, and you're going to get UI, and you're going to get hazard pay, because how can you not? It is humanly unconscionable that people's unemployment benefits are expiring in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of 200,000 people having problems every day that did not have a problem the day before with the virus. And ultimately, it has to happen. The question is when. And so I'm on top of it, and you are on top of it as well. Would it happen before the holidays? I think it will. Is it happening this weekend? No. Is it happening on Friday? No. Is it happening on Saturday? No. Will it happen before the holidays? I think it will. And so ultimately, the renewed focus for this channel is ensuring you get money right now. So stay with me in a minute. I'm going to go over how you can get money right now. Even when on Thanksgiving, you can prepare to get the documents ready or prepare the application to get it ready and find stuff. And that's what's so important. Next, SSDI. Yes, $2,400 if you're on SSDI, and a step up and a one-time annual increase. Just all incredible, great news. Joe Biden wants people who are on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and Railroad benefits to get a $2,400 increase. And this is $2,400 calculated based upon a $200 per month increase every month from now until December 31st. This is stimulus. It's for COVID. It's upwards of $4,000. It's COVID specific. Now, he's not done there, which is really assuring and great news. He wants to also give you a lifetime increase up to 20% because he thinks you're behind. He thinks that not behind on bills, that you're behind on increases. He thinks you should have been increased a lot over the last few years and have not. So he wants to step you up. So if you were making $1,000 a month now, you would make $1,200 a month. And that's separate from the $2,400. That's in addition to it. And it's not a replacement. It's in addition to it. Next, he also wants to give you a new benchmark that the government would look at every year to consider how to raise you. The current benchmark is cola, which is sort of a waste of time because cola doesn't really move, so it's flat. And milk and eggs goes up and cola's flat. And milk and eggs goes up and cola's flat. So he wants to use a new benchmark. And the new benchmark is one that moves up as eggs and milk prices go up. This is all incredible good news. So first $2,400 just from now to December of next year. This is a pandemic-only stimulus item in addition to your stimulus check. Then he wants to give you a lifetime increase. Then he also wants to throw in there a benchmark that would increase you annually. I mean, it's just all really good news. Hopefully, what's my hope is that Joe Biden does not put this in the stimulus package, but makes it a standalone bill, because Republicans do support this type of stuff, and Democrats, of course, do as well, and that ultimately it never was in any bill from the Democrats. This is a Biden item. It was never in anything Pelosi wrote. So this is all really promising. All right, now let's turn to where we are today on getting money. What's important to understand is that there's 3 types of money you can get. And all 3 types of money, you could actually be doing the work today, even though the government is actually closed. The reason why is that all 3 of them can be done online. All 3 of them can be done online. And what's important to understand is that tomorrow is not a holiday. Tomorrow, business is open. And so they will look at your documents on Friday or your online application, and they'll process it on Friday. And you know what? This is sort of the spirit for some people. Some people on the holidays like to just sort of relax and do nothing. I've always had a history in my mind of always remembering doing things on Christmas Day and Thanksgiving Day. I've always worked on something, whether it was, launching an e-commerce website, 10 years ago on Christmas Day, or doing an international website, 15 years ago on Christmas Day. I've always done something, not to say it was always successful, but I've always tried something new that would progress me. And ultimately, you should be doing this as well. I hope this is a motivator to you as well. So, the first thing that you can do is find your city's official website today. Find your county's official website today. Find your state housing authority's official website today. Find your utilities company's official website for all utilities. And once you're on there, then you can find your COVID grants, your grants for rent, for utilities, for food, and for medicine. And then, if you have problems finding it for one of them, but find the other one, then you can continue to look. Next, when you find it, you could put the application in now. Viewers have done that. A viewer from Massachusetts, I think it was 2 days ago, he found the online applications for a Massachusetts rent grant. He put it in. He says, I think I'm going to get approved. I read through it. I qualify. Family of 3 or family of 4, $14,000 he requested for 1 year. 24 hours later, he got a response back. Thank you, you're approved. You're approved, $14,000. Bam, Ryan's account. Bam, $14,000. This is not unusual. I have this happening all the time from viewers of this channel. But this is a person who followed my advice, found it, did not default to a negative narrative, pushed, believed he was going to get it, and got it. And let me go over every step of that way, because this is important to do, because I haven't done this. It was Massachusetts, a state in which a lot of people thought they could sort of jump in the comments until I deleted it, or said there's nothing in Massachusetts, the entire state. Untrue, delete, or bland, or ban, delete or something, because it's just untrue. It may have been difficult, but it doesn't mean there was nothing. And so he saw those comments, clearly people saying there's nothing in Massachusetts. Anybody also heard me on camera. If you see comments that says there's nothing in the entire state, anywhere up and down, anywhere ever has been, just ignore the comment, because this is someone who is having an emotional issue and wants to impart their wrong information upon you because they're unhappy with themselves. And I just, sort of brush them aside. And because it's false. And if I can't find the comment, delete it, please sort of ignore it. Well, he ignored it. He got the application in, and he then had faith in himself. First, he found the website, by pushing, using the information I just imparted, found it, then put the application in and had faith in himself. Another person may say, 14,000, I'm asking you too much money. I'm never going to get it. They don't give 14,000. They just don't help people. No one helps anyone. I'm never going to happen. Never going to happen. Negativity leads to no results. This was a man who was positive, and Tyrone believed he was going to get it, and bam, he got it. So congratulations to Tyrone and his family. Next, there is so many other things to go over on Early Mornings LA, and I think I'm going to leave one of them for the video after this, which is enhanced unemployment benefits. For EIDL, what I want to say now for EIDL is that EIDL is the only thing that I discuss on this channel that is a lending instrument. EIDL is a lending instrument. So you do have to, it will, if they give you like $5,000, you have to pay it back over 35 years, which is like $5 a year or something. It's like nothing. But because I'm including EIDL in this narrative, some people sometimes say grants for rent, you have to repay. No, you don't. Utility grants, you have to pay back. No, a grant means you don't pay it back. So let me make that very clear. When you're doing EIDL, ultimately, there's so many viewers that I helped get EIDL. I got viewers anywhere between $5 to $25 million between the month of April and the month of about September. But needless to say, there's always someone I didn't help because they had not found me then. And I had a viewer last night contact me in DM and said, I wonder if you could help me with EIDL. I reached out to this other site, which doesn't really exist anymore, and asked them to help me, paid them money to help me, which is scary, and they didn't do anything. And I called someone at SBA once, and they hung up the phone on me. Well, there's a lot of things that are wrong in that sentence, one of which is you called up SBA and they hung up the phone on you. SBA hangs up the phone on everyone. I mean, that's sort of the running gag. SBA has had bad telephone machines for ages. They're not hanging up on purpose. They just have bad telephone machines. And so the viewer literally has never done anything for months because they got a bad telephone machine. That's not pushing. Needless to say, the viewer was a denial for recon, denial for bad credit, and the credit is fine now. I'm like, why aren't you doing this? How much did you make last year? And it was a decent sum of money. I'm like, go get the EIDL. What are you doing? And needless to say, that person's now doing it. So that's the motivation I hope to bring to you as well. It's an early morning show, and I keep it lighthearted and easy breezy. Coming up at the bottom of the hour at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I continue with escalated benefits and more about CARES Act 1 grant and more about stimulus. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay about life for more.